Good morning and welcome to another edition of Elevenses in association with Google Partners. This morning's Elevenses will be held in association with the UKI agency team. My name is David Whelan.
And I'm James Henry.
And this morning we're very excited to bring you the Elevenses based on cross-device conversions in AdWords. So we're going to be looking at our agenda for this morning, which looks a little bit like this. So I will be running through the micro moments narrative, which I'm sure you've been familiar with by now. If not, it'll be a good refresher. James will be taking you through cross-device conversions, and then we will be both looking at how we can actually use cross-device conversion data within AdWords to optimize for future conversions, and we'll also be taking a look at best practice. So to start by taking a look at what are micro moments. Well, as discussed, it's important to think about audience, being there, reaching them in the moment. But it's about more than just reach. There's no reach without relevance. More media now than ever before, just reaching them doesn't mean they'll pay attention. They have to want to tune into your message, and to achieve that, you have to be relevant. That's where context and intent come in. By understanding context and intent, you can craft a more relevant message. So what do micromoments mean to measurements? Well, for a start, they fragment your consumer journey. So let's take a look at some of the important figures behind micromoments. People purchase across screens. So 90% of people say they use multiple screens for everyday activities such as booking a hotel or shopping for electronics. Digital drives people in store. 87% of consumers do research before entering a store now. And mobile is the new shopping assistant. So now we're seeing stats that 82% of smartphone users turn to their devices to help them make a product decision when actually in the store. This has given rise to an excellent phrase which Google has coined called showrooming.
And just out of interest, Dave, how many times a day, roughly, does someone check their mobile phone, do you recall?
I think if I am correct, it's around 140. Am I right in saying that?
150.
150, maybe for yourself. I wouldn't be probably be as up to it as yourself. Okay, so looking at the next slide here, we see that 40% of smartphone users who research on their mobile device go on to purchase on a desktop. So this is a huge amount of people who actually travel between devices en route to making a purchase. So therefore, with this in mind, looking at traditional same device metrics oversimplifies your customer's path to conversion. So what we need to do then is actually look at connecting the dots. So we realize that this isn't easy to do, but we're here to help. We've been thinking long and hard and have developed a new way to think about winning today's empowered mobile customers. So what this looks like in 3 steps. So firstly, we need to identify your micro moments, which is about more than identifying your audience. It's about putting yourself in their shoes and truly understanding their intent, mindset in that moment. Once you've done this, it's your job to deliver the right content, user experience, and relevant marketing messages in the moment. Finally, you need to take the steps to measure every moment that matters. And in this world, where the consumer journey is fractured and moving across devices and channels, that means being comfortable with imperfect measurement and constantly testing and iterating to close the gap. So now I'm going to hand over to James, who's going to take you through what exactly are cross-device conversions.
Thank you, Dave.
No problem.
So Dave has done a great job of explaining the importance of mobile and the impact that mobile has on your clients' businesses. And he's done this with the idea of micro moments. When it comes to brass tacks and actually measuring these, we want to talk about cross-device conversions. So when it comes to the measurement of AdWords campaigns, it is important to look beyond the last click and to how other devices play a role in helping to acquire new customers. And cross-device conversions allow you to understand the importance of mobile in each customer's journey, and they also assist in attributing value to mobile devices that would otherwise be overlooked. So for this reason, they're really quite important. So how do they work? So firstly, we begin by observing from a signed-in sample of users to understand where true cross-device conversions occur. We then take this data, we draw on several behavioral signals to understand how and why and when these conversions occur, and run these through an algorithm against a sample of non-signing users to estimate other occurrences of cross-device conversions. Finally, we surface this information within AdWords only when the system reaches a 95% confidence threshold, meaning that you too can be confident with the cross-device conversions reported within AdWords. As for the methodology, I mentioned that we draw on several behavioral signals when analyzing and estimating for occurrences of cross-device conversions elsewhere. And here is a sample of some of those signals that we draw on. So this is when we're analyzing the non-signing user data. So we look at things like the country where the search took place before conversion, the conversion type, the dates, the landing page, the devices used, etc. And this is just a sample, but you can see from this the lengths that we go to really establish where cross-device conversions do occur, and therefore understand where they're likely to occur or where they have occurred with data where we are not analyzing signing users. And again, in terms of the system's confidence level, there are other networks that will measure cross-device conversions. And we like to think that we do it with the most accuracy, but also whilst maintaining the highest level of user privacy.
Excellent. So 95%, so that is actually a huge threshold, James. So am I right in saying then that if I was to add a cross-device conversion column, that I actually just wouldn't see anything at all unless the system itself is 95% plus confident that this data that it's extrapolated is actually correct?
That is correct, Dave.
Fantastic. That's wonderful.
Doesn't that just blow your mind?
Absolutely. All day.
It really is. It really is a good confidence signal to be aware of, because if you're in conversations with your clients, it means that you can be sure in saying, hey, this work we've done has actually resulted in more conversions than we might previously have taken into account. And you can say that with confidence thanks to the 95% confidence level that we have.
So what I've noticed as well is that Google has actually now dropped the estimated part in the conversions column, so or cross-device conversions column. So now it'll actually just be cross-device conversions rather than estimated cross-device conversions.
Correct, Dave. In your reporting columns, you should now be seeing that the estimated, or the column formerly known as estimated cross-device conversions, is now known as cross-device conversions, simply because of the confidence level that we have when we surface this data.
Excellent. And just so we're clear, I know we're not going to go through the implementation of the columns on this particular episode of Elevenses. However, it does look like just going onto the main AdWords front-end interface, clicking on the Customize Columns tab, and then scrolling down to the Conversions part of that tab, and then on the pop-out on the right-hand side, you'll see a list of all the different conversions columns you can add, and one of these is our cross-device conversions columns, and this is how we're going to start measuring cross-device conversions.
Exactly, Dave. You know your AdWords inside out.
Hopefully. I hope so. Okay, great.
So let's move on. So we're going to have a look at, how and why we can use cross-device conversion data. So we've seen what they are, but why should we care? Why should we pay attention to cross-device conversion data, particularly with this confidence level? So, and this is really something that we're excited to talk to you about. So, this is a new feature that we've introduced. We've introduced some new functionality that we'd love for you to take advantage of. And this is really about making the most of your cross-device conversion data. So, given this confidence level that the system has in surfacing this data, you can now instruct AdWords to incorporate cross-device conversions into your main all conversions reporting columns. And in addition, have AdWords use this additional conversion data in any automated bid strategies that you may have running to optimize any of your campaigns. So this is really, really great, and it allows you to really put the power and insight of cross-device conversions to your own benefit and helping you, further optimize your campaigns, but also have the system search out more of these cross-device conversions and really attribute value back to mobile, where we know it plays such an important role in acquiring new customers in the first instance, perhaps more so than closing the deal in the last instance from a last click perspective. So in terms of implementation, it's quite simple. So first and foremost, we need to navigate to the conversion section within AdWords. So you'll click on Tools up at the top, select Conversions from the drop-down. When conversions load, what you'll want to do is cast your eye over to the left and have a look for Settings beneath Conversion Actions. And then the final step is, once you see that window load, you'll see a box towards the bottom which states Include Advanced Conversions. And what you want to do there is simply tick that box and click Save. And what this does is instruct AdWords to incorporate any cross-device conversion data into your main conversions reporting column. So let's say, for example, for any given time period, you had 10 conversions in your all conversions, or total conversions, and you had 5 cross-device. By checking this box and hitting Save, you'll now be seeing 15 all conversions reported. So it's as simple as that. And the added benefit is that if you have any conversion optimizer-based automated bidding strategies or flexible bid strategies in place, they too can make use of this additional conversion data.
Excellent. So just so I understand it now, if we're running an enhanced cost per click flexible bidding strategy, or if we're running a target CPA flexible bidding strategy on AdWords, if we come in here to the settings within tools and actually check this box to use the cross-device conversions to optimize these flexible bidding strategies, that's exactly what it'll do. So it'll actually start to count these cross-device conversions when it is optimizing for future conversions with the likes of enhanced cost per click.
Correct.
And these conversions are over 95% accurate.
Correct.
Phenomenal.
I should give you a gold star. I don't have one.
Okay.
Great. So I'm going to pass over to Dave, and he's going to talk a little bit about best practices when collecting this conversion data and when using this conversion data.
Wonderful. So what do best practices look like when we want to get good cross-device conversion data? Well, firstly, it's important to be present on mobile. Now, this does sound a little bit obvious, but we need to be opted in some regard to mobile. So there's no point in being at minus 100% and expect to see cross-device conversion data. We also need to take into account the likes of mobile ad text, making sure that our ad text is mobile optimized and making sure that all our ad extensions are mobile optimized and that we're fully showing on mobile. Next, it's important that AdWords conversion tracking code is put on all relevant conversion pages on all devices. So I can't tell how imperative this actually is. And because cross-device conversion data and the cross-device conversion columns are designed to only work with clients using AdWords conversion tracking, therefore it'd be a good idea to check in with your Google Account Manager, Google Account Strategist to see if this would be the right option for you if you actually measure conversions using Google Analytics conversion tracking. So for instance, if you have set up GA conversion tracking and you're actually importing those conversions, it'll be more difficult to actually track this in cross-device conversion data. So definitely worth catching up with your account strategist within Google if this is the case. So it's important to use cross-account conversion tracking if you have multiple accounts in the same market. You need to remember as well, do not use conditional tag firing for AdWords conversion tracking tags. So for instance, within Google Tag Manager, it's important not to specify, for instance, this tag should only fire for desktop conversions or this tag should only fire for mobile conversions. So it needs to be open to all conversions. Next, we need to remember to set an appropriate conversion window length. So whether this is 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, this is completely up to you. So we have to take into account what your audience's conversion path looks like, how long it is, and we need to set that within the conversion window length. And then remember to also accommodate for cross-device conversion behavior. So how to actually measure and take action based on cross-device conversion behavior. So what we've done here is actually split it into what you should be looking to do in the short term and what you should be looking to get done in the longer term. So short term, remember to set up AdWords conversion tracking, add cross-device conversions column to AdWords reports, which James has already shown us, and then accommodate cross-device behavior. So for instance, remembering back to our micro-moments narrative, does this mean that we actually have to look at putting in the right keywords into search campaigns that will trigger for people who are in the moment? So we need to make sure that we're reaching these people with the relevant ad text at the right time. Longer term, we need to calculate and utilize multi-device metrics, so the likes of blended CPA and total conversions. So using in-device CPA and in-device metrics are a little bit archaic and outdated now at this stage. We need to take into account CPAs from all devices and blend these together to get a better attribution model. So also remember that we need to opt into bidding to cross-device conversions, which James has already shown us as well. And we need to optimize mobile advertising and test this impact. So we need to trial higher bid adjustments on mobile. We need to make sure that our ads are fully mobile optimized and that we have the right creative in there for a mobile user, because these mobile users are in the moment and we need to be really reaching these people with the relevant, I guess, ad text and the relevant message.
Nothing like being in the moment, Dave.
There's nothing like it, James. So that's pretty much everything that we wanted to go through. So just to give you a quick summary, user behavior has changed. We're all about micro-moments now. This forces us to rethink measurement. Google's cross-device conversion tracking solutions allow to measure conversions across devices with uncomparable scale and breadth using a transparent, privacy-focused methodology. Cross-device conversions are already available in accounts, no implementation necessary. However, consider universal analytics for advanced cross-device conversion measurements. And finally, cross-device conversions will help to rethink your bidding across devices. And we're here to help with automatic bid optimization for all conversions. So that brings us to the end. It's been an absolute pleasure presenting cross-device conversion columns and implementations and making sure that you're getting cross-device ready within AdWords. So I've been David Whelan.
And I'm James Henry.
And yeah, have a great morning. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks very much.
Bye.
Bye.